Hey guys, welcome back to ILG LCL Season 2, and today we have the finals of the Amateur League between Team Ignite Gaming and Team Newbee. Team Newbee and Ignite Gaming have made it all the way through the league and they have reached the finals of the Amateur League. And it's going to be a best of 3, and we have the first game on right now. As we see the bans coming in from Team Newbee, it is Morgana, Lissandra, Caitlyn, whereas Ignite Gaming has banned out Blitzcrank and Vi. So Blitzcrank is not a very common ban. What do you think about it, Aurora?
Actually, it depends on the AD carry if he can dodge hooks or not, especially in bot lane, because I've supported quite a while, and my AD carry is like really scared of hookers or any of those Blitzcrank trash, so we basically just ban it off. It depends on your dodging skills, so it can be a priority ban, because they have banned Graves as well, because he has the most level 1 damage according to me. I think they are mostly focusing the bot lane. Yeah, Morgana ban.
A lot of bot lane focus. It's like 4 champions of all 6 bans has been focused onto the bot lane. So a lot of focus going on to the bot lane from both teams.
Minus picking Sejuani.
That's one of his very comfortable picks. He's really good on it, and it's a very tanky champion. It's in the meta, and it's one of his favorite champions as well. So
he got his comp pick. I think
he also plays a mean Vi, but when they have banned Vi themselves, they have to go for. Whereas Jarvan being picked for jungle and Lee being hovered over as well.
And a Tryndamere. Like, I think they're going for a complete damage pick because they have Braum, a tanky Braum. So I'm not sure if they'll go Tryndamere. Okay, Maokai being locked in.
This is a very tanky team coming in from Newbees. Braum, Maokai, and Jarvan. So Jarvan being jungle still.
Jarvan will, he's not always tanky. He can go full damage too.
Yeah, like, but jungle Jarvan usually is supposed to build tank, but let's see which way it goes. It's a very tanky front line. So and they also have a lot of heal with the Braum and Maokai. So they could be seeing the likes of something like a Tristana or Jinx probably, but Jinx being hovered over by
I don't know, I feel like the blue team is gonna pick somebody like Lucian or Kalista. Is Caitlyn being banned out like that? Oh, and the purple team picks out Lucian.
What we have to actually note is Loki is a regular Ahri player, I guess. At least he's picked up Ahri in ILG and he's played good with it. So Ahri being open and him being the last pick and even being able to counter pick it gives him that chance to pick up one of India's favorite assassins.
Yep. Well, the purple team going for a top Lulu, support Nami, quite the squishy team. I hope they go AD mid lane rather than AP, because even their jungler is AP. Maybe somebody like Zed, Yasuo will do a pretty good comp.
But Sejuani isn't usually an AP damage. He's more, especially in the jungle. Mostly people just build him tanky. Though all his spells scale with AP, it's just like Maokai or most other tanky champions where that damage is scale on AP, but they prefer to just build complete tank on it. And depending on their team comp, that is Ignite Gaming, Sejuani is likely to be going full tank because they will be needing it. And they have a Lulu for some extra tankiness as well, because at ultimate, an AP Lulu's ultimate will give a lot of tankiness to anybody in the front line, and that could go on to the Sejuani or to Loki on the Z. So Aryu is open for Loki. It's a comfort pick for him, and he decided to pick Z because.
Wait, he used to play Zed a lot previously as well. I've seen him playing.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, Zed and Ari is his comfort picks.
All right. So he has picked up one of his comfort picks nonetheless, and Zed actually does well against a LeBlanc, though it's a skill matchup. So there's a slight edge toward the Z, but it could go either way. So the mid match is definitely a kill lane on both the sides. Whereas
Kill
the top
matchup.
lane, the top lane is mostly a farm fest with the Maokai and the Lulu, unless any ganks come in, because Lulu is pretty hard to gank with her, especially after level 6 once she gets her ult. She has a lot of escape, a lot of speed boost, a lot of shield, and that ultimate which could just knock them up and give the Lulu extra tankiness as well. So yeah, and the Ignite team has a lot of peel with Nami, but TeamNewbee has a lot of peel as well.
The purple team is quite squishy according to me. If they would have gone a bit more tankier top lane, it would be a perfect comp. But like you can see, it's Maokai and there's a Braum, there's a J4. There's so many frontliners. Besides Sejuani, and it's going to be quite hard for the top lane as well. Like in a team fight, they might fall back, but it depends. They can pick out each and everybody, like win their lanes and then win the game. But then I don't know. I just feel the blue team is quite more tankier, and they have a better team fight potential, because they can like literally go all in on a champion, especially champions like Lucian. Like if he escapes the J4 ultimate, even Maokai can just come on him too, and then lock him down. As well as LeBlanc, they have a complete lock-in team, like complete.
Exactly. They both have thought this through, and the comps have definitely been planned by both the teams, I feel, because as you pointed out, the blue team has a good team comp with the tankiness and high burst back damage dealing champions carries as well with Israel and LeBlanc, but not to mention the Lulu, though she's just AP and she's not going to be easily caught out and killed, because she has a lot of escape, and that ultimate you should never underestimate the Lulu's ult, because it gives a hell of a lot of tankiness to anybody she ults on. So in team fights, I'm guessing that since Loki is on the assassin Z, and considering the blue team has 3 major tanks, the Z is going to be going all in on either the LeBlanc or the Israel. In which case, when Z ults on the LeBlanc or Israel, they'll be forced to arcane shift, or the LeBlanc has to distort. Use the distortion
Zed
back.
has to go through those 3 frontliners. That's gonna be a task for him.
Yeah,
for him to fight against 3 people and come behind the backliners. It'll be very hard for the Zed as well. It depends on when and where he positions himself or hides himself, so that he can actually get a perfect target on Ezreal or LeBlanc. Because they both have escape as well. Ezreal can E out, LeBlanc can W out. It's gonna be quite hard for Zed to burst one of them.
Indeed. It could turn hard, but once if Lulu manages to ult Zed when he goes in, he might have some innate tankiness to survive the battle and just auto attack the Israel to death, when he could just activate his BOTRK onto the Israel.
Yep.
So anything is possible. An assassin like Zed, and especially when Loki's playing it, it's one of his comfort picks, like you said. He has to position himself accordingly, and if he manages to pull off good positioning, he could assassinate one of the bursty targets and problem is once one of the bursty targets is down, they pretty much the blue team has no damage whatsoever. They have to rely on one damage source, and whereas team Ignite Gaming has a lot of damage sources, though they have a lot of kite as well with the Nami and Lulu, so they could kite them all. Unless they don't get all inked, they will. The blue team, Team Red, that is Ignite team, will come out on top if they manage to kite them enough. But if they fail to kite them enough, and if they get all inked easily, the blue team, that is Team Newbee, will come out on top. That's how the matchup goes. It completely depends on how the game is played and the positioning and the initial feed that each champion has, or his opponent counter laners. So, what do you think about the early and late game periods in which?
At the laning phase, I think Lulu will win over Maokai. And all the other lane might win over because there's Lucian, and then there is the support Nami, because it's a sustain lane basically. Nami can keep healing Lucian up, and with her, if she possibly lands all of her bubbles, that'll be pretty good advantage for them as well. And whereas Zed and LeBlanc, it's quite a skill matchup lane, so it depends who can land their skills perfectly.
Exactly. And one more thing to notice at the bot lane is the newbies have an upper hand with the Braum over the Nami, because the Braum shield can completely block out Nami's ult. Completely. Nami's ult, which is very slow in coming, it can actually be spotted out and be easily shielded by the Braum, completely cancelling its ult, completely negating the Nami's ult. So Braum, meanwhile, we see Nami getting queued by the Braum, and she had to force the flash. Nami has burnt a flash already, which means that could be early pressure coming from the blue team. Yeah, that's unlike normal RG games. We did see a early invade from both the teams. Both teams have gone bot, and blue team has come out on top, managing to burn Nami's flash, and they all go back to their standard lanes. Tell me about the bot lane matchup, Aurora, because you're a bot lane support main yourself. How do you think it should go between the Braum and the Nami?
Well, it's basically if Braum manages to land his Q, and then if Ezreal also follows him up, that's going to be a quite good advantage. But on the other hand, Nami is more of a sustain lane. You see, if she lands a bubbles as well as keeps healing Lucian, it'll be pretty good. It's like more of like sustain lane, Nami lane, and about the Braum lane, it's more of an offensive lane. They can literally go dashing onto you and like slam you down with his passive on, like 4 stacks, and they can instantly burst you down with Ezreal as well. Because if he lands his Q, W, that's gonna possibly do a lot of damage. Whereas Lucian, he has to start quite safely farming up, and maybe late game he can do a lot of damage.
Actually, the Ezreal skills better than Lucian.
I'm talking about the starting lane.
Yeah.
Because he can poke him out. Like, they're kind of a pokey team, but Lucian isn't a pokey champion. More of a, like, farming in the start, and then maybe he's scale in the late game. They both scale equally.
Actually, the Lucian has an upper hand in lane, because Israel is never a lane winning champion, because it completely depends on him landing all his
Qs. Exactly. If he manages to land it, it's gonna be quite an advantage for him. Like right now, did you see that?
Exactly. But
that's an all-in team I'm talking about.
Bubble, but Nami can stand up. Nami has no flash, remember?
Yep. That 4 stacks of Braum is gonna do a lot of damage onto her. That's the thing about Braum. If he manages to land his Q and Ezreal tries to follow up, that'll do a lot of damage. He's like another Leona, the stun, the Q.
Israel getting to level 2 and going aggressive, knowing that he has the level advantage and the damage advantage, and heal being burnt by Lucian as well. A lot of pressure put up by the team newbies onto the IgniteGaming's bot lane.
Yep.
That is very
And Ignite
surprising.
Gaming, Lucian burned his heal as well.
Exactly.
Doesn't have any summoners besides Flash.
Lucian has his flash and Nami has the exhaust and they'll have to rely on it.
Yes.
Meanwhile, at top we see a gang coming in. Maokai getting ganked by the Sejuani. Maokai still has his flash up. He should flash at the moment. And he manages to...
Almost. Flashes out.
That was really close. I thought he was going down because if Lulu's Q came off cooldown, Lulu could have follow flashed and queued him to death. But I guess it was on cooldown, so Lulu should have backed out. Knowing that the flash is down, Maokai has to play a little extra safe. So Lulu has the advantage as of now. Something for the Ignite team to boast about during the early stages. And the bot lane is struggling this hard. Meanwhile, the CSing, it's a 6 CS difference at mid lane. And the wave is getting pushed into the Zed, so it's somewhat evened out, I guess, right now.
Zed can't do much against a LeBlanc before level 6. Like once he hits level 6, he can like burst it down if she doesn't have an hourglass. Otherwise, the
ganking all over the map, burning Brom's flash. Israel already arcane shifted, he still has his flash. And
First blood
the
goes to Israel.
The flash and Q. That was very hard baited by the Israel. Lucian got a little greedy, he paid the price for it.
That was an unnecessary flash by Lucian. Shouldn't have flash for the kill.
Got greedy indeed at bot lane. TeamNewbees draw first blood despite getting ganked. The problem with ganking a bot lane is once you know that you're out of range for any of your champions to deal damage and the other guy goes under the tower, you should just back away. You should not keep following up. Meanwhile, the Maokai goes aggressive. The Lulu being taken low and a pause comes in at the middle of a fight in the top lane. We do see the bot lane CSing evenly, but the first blood advantage does go to the Israel, but it does not translate to immediate damage transition to the Israel because he's currently just bought a tier, which he's gonna stack and scale it up till the late game. He's going for the blue build Israel. Aurora, do you? I don't think you play in Israel, but we should have an idea of how the Israel on the blue build scales toward the late game and how annoying a blue build Israel could be when he starts slowing
it's about
people.
The kiting scales too much because the blue build Israel with the frozen gauntlet, those passives,
gauntlet,
yeah.
1 second.
A lot of damage.
Hello? Yeah, I'm back. I just had a guest at home. 1 second. Alright, so... bot lane CSing is pretty bang even at the moment. Lulu is opted for a double, whereas Jarvan coming in at mid, but Zed will just shadow away to safety. No problems.
Both are having escapes with the W and the shadow.
Exactly. It is a very hard matchup at mid lane.
Nami comes in, slamming on Brom's Q.
Good bubble, but Nami is getting taken low as well. One more auto attack on. Nami should seal the deal. Wood and
the double kill goes to
Israel. Double
Israel.
Kill coming for TeamNewbees on the Israel. While in the top lane we see Lulu picking up a kill on the Maokai. Maokai had no flash and Him going aggressive onto the Lulu has paid the price for him. And meanwhile, Team Blue is looking for the dragon. There should be a free dragon, considering both the bot laners just died. Though the Braum is low, it shouldn't be a problem because even the Braum gets killed, the rest of the team is there to secure the dragon. So
He can basically shield all the damage away by the dragon, so
some of
it's
the
not a big issue
damage,
even.
yeah. But I have to know that his mana is low as well. So. Meanwhile, the Israel is fed. He is going for a kite build, making it slightly harder for the Z to all in him. He has to go for the BOTRK so that he can slow down the Israel, and despite the blue build on Israel, the BOTRK active should be enough to close up the gap if Z plays it right, managing to get his shadows on spot. So Lulu is winning the lane at top, whereas we see a fed Israel. But their team still has assassinating power, so nothing is ruled out at the moment.
Lucian having some issues farming. He got last hit. He missed out 3 minions just there.
Yeah, sometimes it's also panic when you know that the enemy laner is fed and they cannot push up against a Braum lane, especially when the
Ezreal wasn't
Israel
there.
is
He
fed.
just arrived when he tried to farm. With his passive proc, I don't know. He just missed it out.
Meanwhile, Lulu is forced to ult herself. Makai going low on mana, but he's still full HP.
And that
Blue
is
buff
that
will be given
4
over
stack damage
to
coming
LeBlanc.
up. Ooh,
Israel getting taken
spot.
low at bot lane. He manages to heal, and the bait will. The Lucian again goes a little greedy. He gets finished off by the Braum's Q.
Braum's
and
Q.
That is a really fed bot lane for Team Newbees. Whereas we see Zed coming in. He could have gone on to the. Oh no. The Maokai flash stuns him. I don't know if that was required because Zed did manage to go under the tower. Good ultimate coming in from Zed, but Braum does manage to survive with a slither of health, whereas Zed saves
Just
as
a
well.
thread of HP. I was almost down.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do see blue team's
J4 taking
Charm
down the
and-
top turret.
Yeah, Sejuani is not anywhere right place at the moment because a lot of action has gone down and he hasn't been able to make any counter plays anywhere on the map.
J4 is not having a boot in his build. Plus, there is a Maokai with 2 Doran's Ring without a boot.
It's standard build for Maokai, I guess. To pick up the Doran's.
2 Doran's Rings.
Even if he goes for the boot build, it wouldn't make much of a difference against the Lulu because he's not going to be either all-ins or he doesn't.
Can you see the J4, not the J4, the Braum keeping on landing his Q? It's because Nami doesn't have a boot to dodge it, according to me. I don't know if she's trying to dodge or not, but she's too slow to dodge his Q. That's the requirement of a boot, basically. It gives you movement speed and to quickly dodge all the Qs and all the skill shots that are coming on you.
Exactly, but the early side stone is a must-have as well, or you'll have to keep spending on a lot of words. And at this point, I guess the red team has to just turret hug at bot because it is a highly lost lane. There is no chance of coming back in the laning phase for them.
And the J4 got out.
J4 is level under Sejuani as well, but LeBlanc is coming in.
Sejuani is forced out.
Lulu and Maokai are moving in mid as well.
Maokai in mid
snares up
lane.
Zed, but Zed will just shadow away to safety.
That
A 2000 gold deficit on IgniteGaming.
the Ezreal is with a full item. That is the Manamuna.
Yeah.
And with the Sheen. That's quite a lot of mana and damage coming in there.
Yeah, that's typical Israel blue build. You will be
he
completing his
hurts a
Iceborne
lot late
gauntlet
game.
after this.
Because he can keep spamming his Q non-stop.
Exactly. Right now, bot lane is so fed that they don't even have to worry about Sejuani ganking as long as Zed is still at mid. Because even
look at the farm difference. Just look at the farm difference. Like 94 C is almost 100 and Lucian at 71. That's just...
They're just getting zoned out by the Braum, actually. Nami is not able to do much in the lane. Braum is
because
already
she's getting
very
caught out
tanky.
all the time. She's supposed to play safe, but... She's just going to melee. I think she's lagging because even that time she just went right into two people and got caught. That was just...
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Lucian is very low on health, but it is a bait. Sejuani and the Lulu coming over to the bot lane to help out Ignite's bot lane, and Braum is being taken low. Sejuani
passive proc.
Sejuani goes low. Zed gets snared up by the Maokai. Zed ults over the Braum, and that should be a kill onto the Braum. Good kill picked up by Loki on the Zed onto the Braum. While LeBlanc is too late to the party, while we see the dragon has spawned.
I think
it is
people are
live,
demanding us to call Loki Gulab Jamun. We must call him Gulab Jamun.
That was a good team effort actually by the red team, seeing that the bot lane is extremely fed, and bot lane actually seals a deal for the early game because that will mean the dragon.
That's a second break for them. It's going to get them to 20.
So this puts a lot of pressure on to IgniteGaming. But nonetheless, they haven't managed to take out any turrets so far. Bot lane of TeamNewbees could easily take out red team's turrets, but they just
going
want
quite
lane.
aggro on LeBlanc in mid lane. Deals quite a lot of damage.
Exactly. That spots out the Javan. That meant Sejuani is focusing on farming, but it doesn't matter. She is focusing on the farm, but she has made a couple of early plays which has
so much damage on LeBlanc. Jesus.
Yeah,
that's like a lot of damage.
Kill advantage over the LeBlanc, and LeBlanc is a level underneath, I guess. So yeah, level 10 is to level 9. The Zed could always go all in and doesn't have to get too worried about being bursted on by LeBlanc.
Do you think a flask is a good idea to start against a Zed?
That is surprising.
Because he used to main mid.
I don't play as LeBlanc as much, but the flask, it depends on what mindset the LeBlanc decides to play, because the Zed is actually has an upper hand over the LeBlanc. But it is a skill matchup, but nonetheless, if played right, the Zed has a slight advantage. And since LeBlanc is also kind of mana hungry in the early stages of the game.
But don't you think the 60 plus health will actually save her at the very edge of dying? The 60 plus health.
Yeah, Doran's would have been the better item. But it also depends on the person's confidence level as well. He's probably not used to the LeBlanc Zed matchup, and he wants to just play it safe. And especially knowing that Loki is playing Zed and it's one of his comfort champions, he probably just wants a safe lane. That's the reason he's bought the flask.
Was turret
Well, the
going?
red team gets some advantage at mid and pressuring the mid lane, but not enough damage to take it down. Meanwhile, at the bot second tier being pressured. What do you think they should be doing at the moment? Being pushed up so much at bot. Don't you think they are
I
they
think
are
if
at a
they
risk?
clear of the bot lane and then focus mid, because everybody's coming mid as well. So once they clear of the bot wave, they should all come mid. So that they can pressure out the mid turret. Even that is about to go
The
down.
bot
Like,
lane should actually, my opinion, just move over to the mid lane and start pressuring the mid tier 1 turret.
yeah, once they
Instead
clear
just,
of the wave, because there's nothing they can do in the bot lane right now. There's nothing. They'll be just standing
unless
there
they
near
just
the
want
turret.
to keep pressuring an already highly underfarmed Lucian. He's pretty underfarmed enough. You can give him a little room. It won't matter much. He doesn't have enough damage to wave clear as well.
He's not that
Lucian-
underfarmed. He has 104. That's quite good against 129. So
Yeah,
not
underfarmed
that
as
bad.
in under leveled compared to the Israel.
Yeah, that's
By
true.
2 levels actually. The blue team goes past the tier 1 turret. Mark the Braum takes a lot of turret aggro.
That was a
But
bad engage.
this was a complete turret dive. But the Z
They'll
wasn't even
get
there. The
aced
Lucian gets
now.
bubbled up. The Giovanni being a tanky frontliner, and they managed to kite them enough to. This is what I was talking about during Champ Senate, because the red team managed to kite them enough with the Lulu and the ultimate and the Lulu's mobility onto the either team she could offer. The red team will come out on top. So, but they weren't confident under the
They
tower, which is
all
what cost them.
yeah, two of them turret dived. They actually underestimated the damage of the blue
The
red
Blanc
team.
being forced out of the turret, but yes, this is a very good comeback from the red team. They have managed to win
Yep.
a team fight despite such a dragon in gold deficit at bot lane.
That was a
They
throw
made the
by
right
the blue
moves.
team trying to turn dive. That wasn't a
Exactly.
good idea. Wasn't a good idea.
They
They
probably
really
decided to
underestimated the
dive
blue
them
team.
knowing that the Z wouldn't make it to the team fight in time. But nonetheless, they just dove a very tanky Sejuani and a Lulu who just ultimated anybody who was in danger, which resulted in the failed team fight for the blue team.
Actually, if you look carefully over here, the Z is with a score of 200, a Lulu with a score of 214, a Sejuani with a score of 205. That's like all the lanes are winning besides the bot. So I think they can come back in
Yeah,
this
but
game. It's not yet over.
majority of that advantage was picked up during that fight. So you have to note
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly that itself.
Was a, yeah. Right now, the gold is pretty evened out. It's 1,000 gold deficit, but it wouldn't matter much, I guess. But the blue team still have a slight upper hand, considering they have a very beefy late game with
No, if they
Israel.
still keep like jumping over turrets, but doing those, I doubt they will reach anywhere with that. Because they shouldn't turret dive. This is Sejuani. It's so tanky. She can actually tank 5 of the members, just like that.
And she has actually managed to pick up a Warmogs after all that.
And Zed going all ham on Ezreal, and he takes him down.
The Fed Israel is
An
down, which means this should
amazing
be a
ultimate
team fight
landed
win
by
for the red
Sejuani.
team. The blue team is retreating. They cannot do anything with the dead Israel.
And a beautiful
Maokai gets bubbled
bubble.
up. Maokai will go down. Lucian's ult will manage to secure it, and the third dragon will finally be secured by the red team. This is a very
That team fight
This
where
actually
Zed
was-
actually zoned out Ezreal and Sejuani's.
walls. That goes over. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
What is
speak.
it, Lokesh? Yeah, I know. Are you able to hear us? Hello.
Yeah, Lokesh.
We can hear you, man. Alright, now I think he's having some speakers issues or headphone issues. He's not able to hear us. But let's get back to the game. From
So where were we?
yeah, the dragon got picked up by the red team.
It was the first dragon for them.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the leads from around 4K difference. Now they're leading with around 4K difference again. That's quite a lot of difference. 29.8K against 33.3K. It was the other way around a few minutes ago.
Knowing that the blue team is stronger at the bot lane, look at the amount of wards they've put toward the bot side. If at all bot decided to leave the bot lane and come toward mid, they'll obviously not get caught because of so much of vision.
Did you see the vision control? The Brawl has it.
Blue team has pretty much nothing. Blue team has no vision.
No wards at all. No pings, nothing. They're like 2 pings from the red team.
Yeah, exactly. Despite Braum managing to secure a lot of assists and a lot of gold, he has not put out enough wards or given enough vision control. And it's not just the support's duty to ward. It looks like if you count the number of wards on the red team, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wards being put out. So it's like the entire team is making an effort to put some vision control over the blue team, but we see that there is not even 3 wards put on the entire map on the side of the blue team. So that's a serious lack of map control. And considering they lost the last couple of team fights, they are feeling a little demotivated, I guess, not knowing what to do at this very instant.
Quite confused.
Exactly. And
about the sweeping trinkets, only 2 of them have the sweeping trinkets on the red side. At least a blue trinket would help, but...
The blue trinket is usually picked up only by the AD carry.
Yeah, the AD carry hasn't picked it up. He still has the yellow trinket.
The AD carry can, he can pick it up whenever he wants to. It depends on whether he wants to, safely farm out a particular area or go offensive, trying to force check bushes.
And an ultimate landed by Sejuani. 2 ultimates burned to take down J4 and Volkai.
Because of lack of vision, that's exactly what happens when you don't put out enough wards. And the Sejuani's ult actually whiffed right there. But a good bubble onto the Maokai will secure the kill.
No, it didn't whiff. She hit the ultimate, Sejuani's ultimate.
It was some other
skill. The ulti J4.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, the second bot lane tier being taken out, so not the worst of trades, but this will mean a second bot lane tier for the red team as well. So not the best
team
of trades,
coordination is pretty good.
They are focusing on the inhibitor turret. The Z does have no ultimate. Red team goes. This is a typical base race. That has no ultimate, which means this should be a free inhibitor for Team Blue. Considering they're so behind in gold, this is the best they could ask for. Loki goes auto attack mode onto the Israel. Meanwhile, a fight breaking down at the top lane. Israel securing a double kill at bot. The Maokai taken really low. Maokai should back. He goes a little greedy, but
oh my! They're going for the Nexus turret.
I can't believe this is happening. The Nexus turret, one Nexus turret gets taken down. This is poor decision making by the team, not knowing exactly what to focus on, because they haven't managed to even take out the inhibitor turret of the team Blue, despite having so much advantage. And good ultimate coming in from Sejuani.
They made a very bad decision right now. They should have at least taken down the inhibitor of the blue team. And just few of them should have recalled. At least one of them or 2 of them should have stayed and taken out the inhibitor.
It's pretty much a desperate move coming on the side of blue team actually. By both teams in that actually. The red team wanted to go for a base race knowing that they had a man advantage, but they didn't have enough. They didn't have much of minions, I guess. Yeah, we can hear you, Lokesh. Okay, good. Okay. Let's get back to the stream. Baron being picked up by the red team. The red team has a serious gold advantage and they are the better team fighting team, but it looks like Team Blue just wants to go backdoor at this point of time, and probably the wise call because they are a lot of gold behind, and the team fighting is not on point as well. While Dragon is spawning in the next 40 seconds, the Team Blue is making its way towards it. You have to know that the bot lane on the onto the IgniteGaming side, it will be pressured because of the super minions spawning. So Lulu doesn't have a teleport either, so this will mean that they have the pressure onto the bot lane. The blue team could try and use the pressure to secure the dragon, but Lulu has managed to push out most of the wave, so she can actually join in for the fight.
With the gold advantage, and they have like
The red team.
five
The red
to
team starts with
six
the dragon. The
turrets.
blue team doesn't want to contest for it. I guess they are moving over toward it. They don't want to contest the dragon. They should just move away from it.
Oh
Israel
my
steals the dragon away. That's a poor
god.
smite coming in from XG Highness, resulting in an unnecessary objective loss. That was silly. The blue team wasn't even looking
I
forward to
think
contest for
they
it.
should have actually utilized the Baron buff, going a 5v5, because they have the advantage of Baron buff and one dragon at least. They should have
Yeah,
gone for it. They're wasting their Baron buff basically.
they actually have to at this point because all the minion waves are pushed onto the Ignite team. So all that Ignite team's Baron buff is doing at the moment is just get them 300 gold and ease off some lane pressure, because despite them having a team 5v5 advantage, they have all the waves pushed in into them. So it's like the blue team is actually playing the minion wave control to the advantage. That's actually pretty smart play from them, considering they are so far behind. While a pause comes in, Darwin at 28 minutes is sitting on 041 and just 79 minions compared to the Sejuani 5010 and 99 minions.
Do you think that's the right item for Maokai to build?
On the
Righteous.
Righteous Glory? Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes.
It is the ideal build on Makai compared to even the Rod of Ages, according to most of the LCS players at this moment. And it is currently apparently the tank meta because all the items have been buffed to give them more tankiness or something. I'm not exactly sure because I'm not a tank player myself, but
Yeah, it gives you mana and tank it. It's like almost like Warmox, kind of, but just that replacing one of the parts with the what is the blue item called? With the mana and the HP.
On who are you talking about?
Like the part of the Rod of Ages.
Catalyst.
You're talking about the item on Maokai, Righteous Glory.
He said it, Catalyst.
He's talking about the catalyst that builds into the Rod of Ages.
Alright, but who's built Rod of Ages? Nobody's built Rod of Ages.
The Righteous Glory has it.
The Righteous Glory actually has an active where it slows down. You know? What does it do? What does the active do? Grants movement speed, alright. For allies. Okay, it's like a
It restores
Shlaz, I
150
guess.
HP. It's similar to Rod of Ages. It restores 150 HP and 200 mana over 8 seconds. The unique passive is grant 60% movement speed to nearby allies when moving towards enemy or enemy turrets for 3 seconds. 2453.
2452. Let's get back to shortcasting.
Look, just check your Facebook for a second.
Okay. You see the Jarvan is sitting on just a basic boots at minute 28.
Exactly. I was pointing that out as well. Even the Brom without upgrading his boots, the J4 not upgrading his boots, the Ezreal not upgrading his boots, nor is LeBlanc upgrading her boots. That's kind of. Whereas the red side has upgraded all their boots, besides the blue side just upgrade. Only one of them upgraded. That's Maokai. No one upgraded their
that's
boots.
surprising.
It's just quite a fallback.
Well, LeBlanc without the boots is acceptable because she is being strangled on minions as well. And she has to go for the Zonias because they have a Z, and considering that Z will go on to either the Israel or the LeBlanc only because the rest of the members are pretty unworthy to focus from the Maokai, especially when they are so far behind. And the damage dealers are the tanky people are not doing pretty much anything, so they could just focus onto the back line. They don't even have damage to do. Blue team's tank people have no damage whatsoever. They don't even have tankiness, so they could just leave the Lucian alone to solo kill the Maokai or the Jarvan and the Braum. So Zed has to just try and assassinate. So the Zonias is a must-have on the LeBlanc at the moment.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Can you check Facebook, Lokesh?
But look at the turnover from.
Just check Facebook. Or can you come out of the room so I can talk to you for a minute? I don't think we should be saying this on stream.
I know. I can't say anything because if he goes off, the stream is gonna be anyway shut down.
Lokesh, I have a solution. Just
What's up, Lokesh?
Is the game paused because of you, Lokesh?
He's not listening to us. Don't worry, he's on call.
Alright. So, gonna go back live.
We are live.
As in, it's gonna get unpaused, that's what I meant. Noticing Lulu's build, she has opted for a Zonia's R class over a death cap, so which I would kind of disagree to. She should rather get she has a lot of defensive. She has a very defensive kit. If needs to. Or the alt would do more. I would give them more tankiness. So I would prefer a death cap onto the Lulu compared to the Zonias. But nonetheless, they are so far ahead. Maybe they just want to play it a little safer. So, no big deal. While the AD carries, item difference, we gold being 11,000 is to 9,000. The Israel is pretty much doing everything on TeamNewbees. Guy Vulcan doing his job of carrying the team. But
Why did Ash?
unfortunately, they have conceded too many kills in the maiden bot. Ash is your right? Hello, Ash?
No, she just went to Team 2 for some reason.
Okay.
Supposed to
Probably
do that?
DC'd. I don't know. Probably went to ask what happened, why the pause is there. Oh, Ash is back.
Alright, are we back?
What happened in the stream?
This set. Yeah. Loki's saying when he checked it said from Rajasthan, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on. The game is still paused.
The Lulu has bought, the Nami has bought cooldown boots.
Yeah,
What do you think about that, Aurora? You play a lot
that's
of Nami
not
yourself.
that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad, I know, but don't you think being a support, picking up mobility boots would help you roam more and put out more wards?
Yeah, but I don't think she has to roam more anymore because everybody's now. Actually, it's a time where everybody's grouping up. So if she would have upgraded earlier, then maybe a Mobi boot would be more helpful. But now it's just late game, and so CDR boots are much better because she can actually her ultimate will come quite soon because she just has a side stone and a spell thief's edge. She doesn't have any of those AP items for CDR. So I think the CDR boots would be much better than Mobi boots.
What happened, Lokesh? This is a weird stream actually.
Buddy left your channel.
Tom has built a Sunfire cape.
Exactly, I was thinking about that. Then I was thinking that even I had built once, but then not an ideal build. Either way, you should have gone for Randuins if we just wanted to go tanky.
Exactly. The Randuin also offers an active where it slows down the enemy team.
Yeah.
Exactly, but Sunfire's cape is only good on champions which goes melee range, burning out everybody. Like Maokai could use a Sunfire cape, Malphite could use a Sunfire cape, Mumu could use a Sunfire cape. But Braum is not supposed to be fighting melee range. He just has to queue and
he has to
get back
for
to his
them,
AD carry
basically.
and peel. Yeah, exactly. So the Sunfire cape is not the ideal.
But I think what his mindset was that he must be having the belt, the giant belt, and he just wanted to upgrade it. So I think that's why he didn't have enough cash for the Randuins, hence he upgraded his Sunfire's cape.
Yeah, but now,
that's when usually you rush into items.
Sunfire's cape's passive is what is most useful for the item, and
it has armor too. So even if I think for Braum,
not
he
as
just
much
thought
as Randuin's. If you look at it, Randuin's gives 70 armor, 500 health, while this offers only 45 armor.
45 armor. Yeah, but I think he just wanted to rush into items because he wanted the tankiness immediately.
Armor, yeah. I
think if he didn't want to rush his
wait it out.
Yeah, I think if he didn't upgrade his Sunfire cape, rather upgraded his boots into Ninja Tabi just for the armor, that would have been much better.
Exactly, that would have been the ideal way to go. Perhaps he's still on the mindset that Sunfire cape actually builds on Giant's build and a chain vest, right?
But do you think that he needs armor, or does he need more of magic resist because they have
They
like
don't need magic resist. Lulu is not a damage threat. She
Sejuani is
does
AP.
magic. One is just full tank, man. Skill
Lulu is
scaling
doing
AP
a lot of
doesn't.
damage. Lulu is doing damage. Sejuani is doing. She's 5-0-10. Like she's doing a lot
Yeah,
of
but
damage.
she's just tank, man. It's not worth
No, she is
buying magic
AP.
resist
She
for
has.
Sejuani. No, it's like buying magic resist for Maokai, stacking magic resist because they do have a assassin Z and an AD carry.
But Zed is more likely focusing on to the LeBlanc and the
obviously, but-
Ezreal.
Yeah, it's not about the focus. Once they manage to clean them up, they will get on to the other targets as well. So
I think an MR would have done benefit for him.
No, I
Something
personally
like
think more
something
armor would
would
benefit.
listen. Something that
Yeah.
would give them an aura, like the rocket gives them an aura. That would have been much better, according to me.
Locket is very ideal for any comp with any champion with magic.
Yeah, because I think
damage.
Sejuani is a threat. Even if she doesn't have AP in her build, she must be having AP in her runes. So that does magic damage. Lulu is doing magic damage too. Lucian isn't that fed to
I'm not
be
saying
scared of.
Sejuani is not doing damage or magic damage. She does do it. I'm just saying it's not enough to that extent where she needs.
Okay, you're telling me that he built an armor. Why did he build armor? Against whom is he afraid?
Which person
For
are you
him to
talking
build
about?
armor rather than supporting his
Braum.
team, going for a stone, going for a locket. That would actually support his team.
You're talking about Brom's build, right?
Yes, I'm talking Brom's build.
Yeah, Brom, I do feel because Lulu is not gonna be. She's just a mage and helping the team kite from behind, and the Brom would be on the back line as well, ideally, trying to peel for his only fed AD carry. Meanwhile, we actually see the blue team pressurizing red team. That's not because the red team is actually ahead so much in gold. But Nami's taken real low, getting Lulu ulted. Sejuani goes right in the middle of the team. Lucian gets a little right in the middle of the fight. We see Israel getting taken low by the Z, but he will manage to survive. The Blanc managed to do some free damage, but it will still be a 3-for-1 exchange because the red team has so much of gold difference.
That J4 ult was his suicide. He grabbed two people into his ultimate. That is one a tank and the other was the AD carry. He should have, rather than open his ultimate, he just got himself killed over there. Sejuani was dealing so much damage right over there inside his ultimate.
Sejuani would actually do a lot of damage because sustained damage actually because she's that tanky at this point. She's got her Randuins and Warmogs, so she's pretty much unkillable at this point. Another team fight gone bad for TeamNewbees. Do you see the Dragon and Baron coming up in the next one and a half minutes?
But according to me, if the J4 was falling back, he should have gone for the blue jungling item rather than the red one. Which does damage as well, doesn't need stacking.
I have zero experience on the new jungle actually, especially after the latest patch, because it's got a couple of
they
jungle.
totally changed the jungle.
Yeah, I have no idea on the latest 5.5 patch jungle. Since season 5 began, I've stopped jungling altogether, completely. I don't used to jungle before that as well, but I could survive in the jungle and get some ganks off. But these days, I just get executed in the jungle whenever I try to do it. So whenever I go ranked, I just spam mid or support or top. Right. So Dragon is the Baron and Dragon are actually spawning in the next few seconds.
Yep.
Blue team has gained some vision control over the Dragon Pit, whereas the red team has a little control over Baron with that one single pink ward. Not much, but
You can see the pings, the
make a
red
difference,
team
but
pinging
the
the
blue
mid
team is
turret.
actually pushing bot lane when the Baron is live at this very instant, which is not the wisest of decisions because there should be no free Baron for a team, but they actually seen backing.
You can see the pinging there. The red team is pinging the top inhibitor and asking support for the red inhibitor.
Yeah, red team is
of the
actually
bot.
finally made the right decision of pinging onto the Baron.
Yep.
They have control over
And
it
the
as
blue
well.
team has
They
signaled to be careful.
The Sejuani should just catch out anybody who steps in front. The Javan could actually be focused at this point because he has no resistance as much. Despite him getting a Giant's Belt and a randomance, he's completely under-leveled and under-farmed. It's not enough to keep him alive.
He's going to get melted right between them.
Exactly.
If he tries to engage.
The LeBlanc is putting out a lot of poke on the support, which is a good thing because support is the only team on the red team who is very squishy at this point. And there's no ages picked up by Nami as well, so Nami is taking a lot of damage from LeBlanc. The red team could actually send. Meanwhile, Sejuani decides to go aggressive onto the Maokai. The Maokai gets slowed down. LeBlanc puts in a lot of poke onto the Lulu. Lulu being forced to ult herself. Maokai taken really low. He will go down. Sejuani gets taken low. Israel puts in a lot of damage on the Sejuani. Sejuani will go down eventually. The blue team looks like they're actually coming out on top somehow. Lulu pretty much doing nothing in that fight because she was forced out by the LeBlanc. She's been bursted down and she was forced to ult herself and back out of the fight.
Do you think the Sejuani focusing the Maokai was a good idea?
It wasn't exactly focused. He was just trying to start a fight, but LeBlanc
because he basically got on fighting with Maokai, leaving his team behind, not peeling for them. Because LeBlanc went behind the frontliner and attacked both the AD carry and the mid laner.
Okay, and when the LeBlanc came in onto the red team, they should have tried and focused the LeBlanc instead.
Yes,
but
they didn't change their target.
LeBlanc has the distort where she just went back. Managed to survive actually, so it is complex. There's so much happening in the team fight. They haven't focused ideal targets obviously, which is why the red team has lost the fight.
That was a bad decision by their jungler,
Blue team
Sejuani.
This tiny comeback. The Maokai gets a little caught out. The Maokai is just suicide at this point.
And a beautiful bubble, and that's the end of Maokai. He's gone down.
Exactly. But nonetheless, they have managed to secure Dragon, but this should actually mean a free Baron. Considering Maokai is dead, he does have a teleport, but
they can push out
mid
and get
the
next 30
turret. Seconds.
Yep.
This should instead push the top turret, open inhibitor, force a 4v5 fight, and they are moving toward the top side, which is the ideal decision. The Z is going a little forward, putting himself at a little bit of risk. Gets queued in the process by Braum. Braum gets beautifully bubbled by the Nami, but he will manage to survive at the moment. Israel managed to land a little bit of poke. The Sejuani gets taken down really low, but Lulu's ulti will not help much. The Sejuani gets taken down. Lulu being the next focus. Javan gets taken down really low. He will be taken down. And Braum manages to survive with a little bit of health, and Israel in the background doing a ton of damage. Quadra kill. Is that a penta? No, the Lulu actually manages to survive with very less HP.
He's searching for his penta.
I have no idea what just happened because the red team had the superior fight, but the Israel is managing to do so much of this. I'm not sure if this is exiled Vulcan or exiled Prodigy because he's pretty much solo carrying TeamNewbees with his exquisite AD carry mechanics.
Oh my god, exquisite, is it?
Yeah, pun intended on both exquisite and exiled Prodigy.
Intriguing.
No man, there's a huge wave coming in for Israel. Nice bit of farm. But is he actually
he's almost hitting 300 CS.
He's pretty much full build at this point actually. He just has to complete his QSS and he's done.
Nope.
It now all comes down to the Zed because he has to get down onto the Israel and try to at least take him out. Even if he manages to kite him, just put some pressure and take him out of the fight. Even if you don't manage to kill him, Lucian has to survive and put out a lot of damage. It's now the Zed's job to take Israel out of the fight, even if he doesn't manage to completely assassinate him. Meanwhile, a Baron fight incoming. The red team is actually focusing on the Baron while the blue team is actually left to do some free damage onto the entire red team.
Sejuani missed out smite
Taken
again.
low, Israel free hitting everybody on the red team. Sejuani should go down or not. She actually managed to wall dash to safety, and despite all that, it's just a one death onto the support Nami. Oh, and I just spoken
damage.
Zed just got assassinated by the Israel.
But melted. Ezreal is too fed.
Israel is just solo carrying so hard this game, dude.
He's extremely fed, dude. He just won Q and 2 auto tags.
Yeah,
That is gone.
and LeBlanc
Disappeared.
gets fed now as well. 523, 208 farm. She's not doing bad as well. She's actually did her job of poking out the right targets, getting them low. TeamNewbees is actually looking for a victory at this point. They have Lulu on a 40-second death timer and they just have one Nexus turret to worry about. Then blue team has the Baron buff and will this actually be a victory coming over for the red team. The Nexus being focused, that will be a victory. TeamNewbees, despite falling behind so much in gold, has managed to come back. They've actually won with a gold deficit. Thanks to this hard carry coming in from the bot lane of TeamNewbees. Despite Brom not picking up the appropriate items, has managed to hold himself up, and he has actually managed to offer Israel enough peel for him to carry. LeBlanc doing her job as well. And
congratulate him already, Todd.